Hello, once again it's David from David Savory Electrical Services Limited, and I'm back on this site that I was on a few weeks ago in the nothing but first fixing video, and guess what? Today I'm second fixing. It's been a whole 7 weeks since I was last here. The first fix I generally had to do on my own because Nigel went and cowered from COVID and still is to this day, so I'm still working on my own around here. But it all got put in and about 7 weeks ago, like I say, and it all went quiet after that, and I didn't know if things were progressing or not, but I had a call last week to say that the builders have been in, and indeed there's a new roof on, there's new windows on the back, the kitchen's been fitted out, and it's all ready. It's all been painted and decorated as well, and quite a nice job they've done of it. So it's all ready for the second fix to go ahead, so let's see how that goes. A glorious day out there, glorious I say, but I'm going to be in here unfortunately. Never mind, it's not too bad. Second fix, we're going to get some accessories in place, some of these new circuits commissioned. It's all looking rather dapper. It's a nice finish. Had the proper painters and decorators in. Lovely laminate floor's been laid. We've got some fancy new lights to put up. The kitchen's gone in. You'll recall that there was footage of Nigel and I in here where we'd chased out the walls, got all the cables in place. But yeah, it's a nice looking kitchen, isn't it? New accessories to go on today, and to get the new kitchen socket circuit commissioned, to get the cooker circuit commissioned, get the under cabinet lighting in, get the down lights in, the intruder alarm's got to go in, new accessories everywhere where they haven't already been changed out. Obviously the light and fan I sorted out last time I was here. The dual lingual isolator and the new switch position, all that got rewired as you may recall. The carpets haven't gone down yet, which is good because I still need to get under the floor in a couple of places. I need to get under here where above the consumer unit to drop my new circuits into place. But yeah, it's going to be me on my own. 2 days probably, just putting everything in. I'm hoping I can get finished by the end of tomorrow. Should be a fairly chilled out time of it. I shouldn't have to break my back on it. So yeah, let's do it. Having a slight problem with the tiling in that the tiler hasn't left a hole big enough to accommodate the accessory. See, it's much smaller than the box, but it's supposed to be tiled around, so there's no way that's going to fit in there. It's the same with this one over here. There's just not enough room. There's a good sort of ½ centimetre at the top. That's got to be cut out, and you know that's a freaking pain in the arse, isn't it? Because I don't have the tools necessarily for cutting tiles. I'm not even sure what kind of tiles these are. They're ceramic? I don't know. What am I? I'm not a fucking tiler. Of course, every tiler thinks they're an electrician, but well, there you go. But no, I'm not a tiler. I can't guarantee that I can chibble out enough of that to make my accessory fit, and it's not going to. If I start attacking it with whatever ham-fisted efforts I've got and tools I've got, that it's not just going to sort of crack or cause problems. So I'm going to have to report that to the homeowner and see what she wants to do about that. If she wants me to have a crack at it, I'll have a crack at it, but obviously it's my time and it's a risk. That's the kitchen down lights in. We've gone for a silver bezel, fire rated, acoustic rated. These are the ELD range that I pick up from CEF. I quite like these. Acoustic rated, fire rated, as I say. Aluminium bezel, come in the usual flavours. GU10, so you can choose what kind of lamp you would put in there, whether it's a cool white, warm white, RGB, whatever. One thing I've noticed, apart from the fact that I can't do the tiled sockets or accessories because the tiler has not left me enough room, I'm just speaking to the homeowner about they're going to speak to the tiler to get him to check that, because I've said, well, my tools and tiling skills are rudimentary for the task. It may be that it could be filed down or chiselled out or whatever, but it's a risk obviously that I'd be taking to the final finish. But they're going to get the tiler back in to uncock that cock up, and I've just noticed that there's something else that's cocking me up as well, because elsewhere in the house, I've got to replace these lights. I've got my smoke alarm cables dangling out the ceilings. One up there, one in the hall, and there was a heat alarm cable in here, which the plasterer has very kindly shoved back up the ceiling and plastered over. Fortunately, I had the wherewithal at eFixx to take a measurement of where that was, and you can actually see it. I don't know how well you can see it. There's a filler patch there, and I know my cable is around there somewhere. I don't get it. I mean, if there's a cable hanging out of the ceiling, what the fuck do you think it's there for? Obviously it's there, like the lighting cable over there, because something's going to be hanging off it at second fix perhaps, you fucking think, yeah? So you don't fuck it up for the next trade, do you? You don't come in and say, oh well, we don't need that there, we'll shove that out of the way and cover it over and then paint over the fucker and leave the electrician to figure out where it was. If he bothered to measure where he'd left it. Fortunately I had, as I say, because otherwise, you know, you're in the shit, aren't you? Just not the done thing. I wouldn't move in plumber's pipes from where he'd left them, and I wouldn't put cabling in a wall that was proud of the wall to fuck up a guy trying to do the tiling or the plastering. You make it right so the next trade comes along and do their bit. These guys seem to be going out their way to piss me off, and I don't need the ruddy arsehole, to be fair. I can be quite pissed off without their input. God damn it, this is really fucking with my spice rack. Look at this stupid bastard. Look what he's done. That's my hole where my measurement was, and I hit wood and I'm like, what the fuck? I'm supposed to have a cable there. So I've opened up next to it. He's put a batten in. He's moved my cable, he's put a batten in where the hole was, and then he's plastered all around it. And I've got my endoscope camera in. Can you see that on the screen there? Don't know how well that comes out, but on the screen there is a cable with heat written on it. Fucking heat written on it. Taped up into a loop because it was hanging down here. And that is now over there somewhere. So I've got to hook and fish it out past his motherfucking batten with the sharp screws sticking out the other side. I mean, what the fuck? Oh, it fucks me off. He's gone to the effort of pushing my cable out of the way and then battening over and covering over the hole. What the fuck did he think the fucking thing was hanging down for with fucking heat written on it, the bastard! Taken about 45 minutes to get this cable fucking rescued. I had to take the floor up above in the end. I could have had all 3 alarms on in that time, but instead I haven't got any of them on, and it's taken that long just to get this cable out. Absolutely ridiculous. I'm fucking fuming. Right, I'm just getting around to terminating this heat alarm here. I'm using grey as neutral because that's correct, of course. You show me someone using black as neutral and I'll show you a fucking bathroom fitter who should be leaving well alone. I've sleeved the grey. I just thought I'd bring this up because the black obviously I'm going to be using as my interconnect between my heat and smoke alarms, and I do often see people sleeving the black with a brown. You know what, no need to do that. It's not a live cable. The black is I think it's 16 volt DC signalling cable between the smokes. I'm pretty sure it's in the ACO spec. So if you are over-sleeving black on your ACO smoke and heat alarms, well, you don't need to be. It's not a line wire. It's just carrying a extra low voltage signal. So there you go. I thought someone might find that interesting. Save you an extra moment and bit of plastic on site. Well, maybe it's not interesting, but anyway, that's the thing. Accessories. I tell you what, bang on level. Look at that, and it's the same on this side of the kitchen as well. Now that the tiler has been back and chibbled out his undersized holes, he must have come back last evening because when I came here this morning they were all done, and doesn't that just look beautiful the way that little level bubble is dead center between the accessories. And you know what, if you get your laser on first fix, as I've said before, and get it through the screw lugs on your knockout boxes, you know for damn sure that it's all going to level out on second fix, and sure enough it does here. Again, there's a couple of things I'm not happy with today that have slowed me down. I've got under cabinet lighting to put in. I've done this side, that's no problem. This side he's left me no drop, which is annoying because there's a bloody boxing right there. He's battened out the back of the cupboards end to end, so there's nothing to go down there. So I thought, well, it shouldn't be any trouble to get it down the boxing. But he's put something at the top to stop me from rodding up in the boxing, so that's going to take a bit of figuring out, but we'll get there one way or another, by hook or by crook. Another thing, the cooker hood chimney, as you can see, he's put it on. The plug for the cooker hood was left floating behind there. There's a cable buried in the wall to service it. I put that in at first fix because the fuse unit is above the fridge over there for it. But I can't get that extract hood off because he's on this side wedged it right into the ceiling. I managed to slacken it off enough to get the plug top out and my cable out, where I've then terminated a socket for the plug to plug into. But again, you know, as I said earlier, you don't fuck it up for the next guy. You don't make it difficult for the next trade to come in. So I'm a bit pissed off that the cooker hood's been hard to get off. The tiles he had to come back and sort out. My heat alarm cable, I'm still angry about that, and the fact that disappeared. I haven't yet had the oven out. God knows what surprises lurk behind there. That's the one thing left that's a bit of an unknown at the moment. Obviously my cooker circuit, I've got the isolator there. It goes under there and comes out the back. I don't know what he's done for the cooker itself. I presume it's all okay. It should be okay. My services I put there should still be there, but the way this job's gone, you don't know what surprises have been left lurking. Never mind. So I'm just sticking accessories on now. It's all taking rather a long time, just because there's a lot of them and it's fiddly. The intruder alarm took an awful long time because, again, it's very fiddly. I had to get the bell box up on the outside. There were several sensors to wire in, but it's all done. Very boring video this, I know. This is more to show not so much how second fix is done, because we all know how to screw sockets and switches to walls and things. It's more to show sort of how it looks, or how it's taking shape compared to the first fix video that we saw, to show that, you know, however things look on first fix, and they always look a bit brutal, don't they, with the chased walls and the cables hanging out and dangling everywhere, and sometimes it's hard to picture how second fix will look. Well, you know, it's if everything's lined up correctly and then you've thought about what needs to go where, then it all works out rather neatly, rather nicely, rather well. I'm using Hager accessories here today, Hager Solicitor range. Good as any, quite like them. The only thing I don't like about them is all of these little white screw covers. Bugger lugs, I call them, because I chuck them in the bin, and we don't like plastic waste, do we? I don't think they particularly add to the attractiveness of the thing. Sure, they cover up the screw heads, but who really cares? And they just make it a nightmare for the next guy who's got to come along and do any ICR, because they're a pain to get out. And I know you can use a bit of blue tack to get them out. I haven't got any blue tack in my toolbox. I did have some once, I lost it. And you get to a site where you've got the bugger lugs all fitted, and it's just rather a pain to have to try and ease them out of the holes without damaging them. They ping off somewhere as well, and you can't find them. Not a fan of them. So no more bugger lugs, please, if anyone's listening who makes these things, because it's just going into the sea for dolphins to choke on. Right, let's just stop that, because I have hopefully a solution for my under cabinet lighting woes. Not that the woes have been that bad. Obviously I've got to get a cable down from the top of the cupboard to the bottom. We often leave a cable in the wall, but when you're not quite sure of the cupboard height and they're tiling, it can be a bit awkward, because you sometimes find that the cable is just not quite where you expected it to be. A bit annoying because I've got all this boxing here to play with, but I can't get through it easily. But there is a hole here, and I've managed to put a hole at the top where no one's going to see it and thread my cable tongue through. Good bit of kit, the super rod cable tongue. for situations like this where a standard rod isn't going to do the job. Its flexibility and the fact that it curls up allows it to sort of hug the side of the cupboard here as I push it up, because I mean there's a tight gap between the edge of the cupboard and the batten that holds this boarding on. There's a little bit of a gap there because the boarding end's just here, and I'm using that to hopefully get my cable up. So I've attached my 2-core flex to the end of the cable tongue. I've used a bit of a DL wire armour to just secure that on. Interesting that Ideal, I think, are an American company and they actually spell armour correctly. Kudos, nice to see. Right, hopefully then I can now pull this up here. It says oh yes, there we go. That was a bit of a fight, but never mind. I can now get that undercab light in. And I've just got a junction in the feed upstairs, and then hopefully the undercabs are in position and good to go. Crikey. I'm using these Delroy things from Cities. I used to do the LED strip tape where you'd cut it to size and solder on the little tails that go to an LED driver, and you'd have something then that's exactly fitted for the job. But I've kind of stopped doing that. I've had quite a few bad experiences with the LED tape, just it failing or discolouring or sections of it going wonky. It's like everything else LED, you've got to be so careful with what you buy. Not any problem with the Delroy stuff, but the thing I like about the kind of off-the-shelf solution, yeah, sure, it doesn't quite fit the size of the thing exactly, but you know where you are with it, and if it ever fails you can just whip it out and put another one in. So that's probably the way I'll just carry on doing it from now, rather than the custom cut strip tape, although I do have quite a lot of that left in stock, so I'll have to do something with it. Anyway, let's get this in. Okay, undercabs are in. Let's put these things on. We have the undercab lights there, and the overhead lights. So it switches to the dining room. I haven't put their light up yet. In fact, I'm not sure where it is, so that must be it there. Goodness knows what they bought to go there. Something horrible, I imagine, at least in terms of installation. There we go. The overhead lamps are a bit too warm white for me. Philips GU10s in them. They were ones that were already on site. Fucking haircut's terrible, isn't it? They were ones that were already on site, so I've sort of reused them. They might come in and say, no, they're a bit too yellow. Well, how Italians say that, they're a bit too yellow. So I might, if it were me, I'd have something of a cooler white in there. But there you go. Anyway, the undercabs look good, don't they? Pleased with those. Like I say, Delroy LED models, that's their warm white version. It actually comes out looking a little cooler with that grey tile background, but yeah, very pleased with those. Super stuff. So I got there in the end. A few mechanicals involved in getting the cable where it needed to be, but well, we can always resolve such things. Right, I think next I'm going to be back here tomorrow, maybe with Dileep, who's on work experience from Warwickshire College. He's been out with us a few times and he's keen to get out tomorrow despite all this distancing stuff. I think I might, before I go today, have that oven out and take a peek behind there, because that's the last thing that's got any surprises. Everything else ought to be relatively straightforward. It's just changing out socket switches, putting on the coax face plates. The final testing of the new circuits, a couple of new circuits gone in. I need to check them out before they get energised, and I need to do my paperwork. And I've just noticed as well that the gas bonding needs to be redone. And obviously it was bonded, but decorators or builders or whatever, being what they are, they've taken that off. So I better get that on before I go today as well. Otherwise, a few more hours at it and it shall be done. I'm also waiting for new lights to come from the homeowner to replace some of these grotty old things up here, but I don't think they're on site yet, so hopefully they'll be here tomorrow. Anyway, let's do that gas bond and have the oven out and make sure there's nothing else that's going to trip me up. Well, I'm at least pleased to report no surprises with the oven, so I'm just going to zip these up. I'll put crimps on them. We got a nice heat resistant flex 2.5mm. Super stuff, nice and tight. That can go back in now, and then I think it's time for me to clock off and fuck off. Man, it is hot. Looking glorious. And that's enough for one day. The oven's in and on, as is the hob. So I think that just leaves now the remaining accessories. Switches and sockets haven't yet done. And putting up their various pendant lights, some of which haven't turned up yet, so might not be finished tomorrow afterward. So that's it for one day. I'm going to go home and raid the beer fridge and fire up the barbecue and spend the rest of the evening sitting out in my garden. And then tomorrow, like I say, I might be on the van with dileep from Warwickshire College on work experience. Let's see how that pans out. Friday night. Jesus, Nigel, you're looking a bit different. This, of course, not being Nigel, because this is Dileep. And why are you here, Dileep?
Work experience.
Work experience from Warwickshire College. You're on level 3, are you not? Is that that'll be 2365 City and Guilds?
Yeah, that's the one.
A marvellous course. Right, now you weren't caught on film on the first fix at this site, but you have actually been to this site, haven't you? Because before the lockdown you were there helping me putting in the downlights and smoke alarm cables.
Yeah, that's the one.
So we're going back there today and we're going to hang some ceiling lights, we're going to change some accessories, we're going to put up the remaining smoke alarms. And you're looking for a position in the electrical industry, aren't you, Dileep?
I am.
Which is good, because he's a keen boy, who's been out with us quite a lot. And how are you finding it out there? Are you finding that there are places advertising positions? Or is it looking a bit
locally, it's a bit dry locally, however, if you go further afield a bit more, there's a few positions available. But everyone's wanting someone who's a bit local, so I reckon I'll find somewhere eventually.
Should have gone that way. I've gone the wrong way. I was just having a brain fart then, thinking, where am I going?
Still go straight this way, can't we? Just go to Radford Centre.
I'll go through off church.
Off church.
But you've got an interview next week though, haven't you?
Over the phone, yeah.
Oh, a phone interview, yeah. And you don't know what's happening with the college courses at the moment, you don't know?
No, they haven't been.
Because they've been holding virtual lessons, haven't they?
Yeah.
With virtually no attendees, by the sounds of it.
No, sometimes you're looking to get 4 or 5 students. So.
Mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Don't understand it myself. The youth of today. But it's good that you're still getting in there, getting the virtual classroom time in.
Oh, definitely, yeah. At least the teachers are giving us a time here.
But you don't know about how it's going to affect exams or...
Well, if this lockdown stuff hadn't happened, I'd be looking to finish college next month and the coming weeks, to be honest with you. So
yeah.
It's a bit of a kick in the teeth. Went to Burton and Dasset the other day.
Right, oh, yeah.
I've just seen that car there. Sorry, there at Burton and Dasset.
I haven't been there for about 20 years, but that's it.
A lot of sheep.
I did a job in one of these houses. It was a Sam Smith job. He wanted us to decommission their kitchen so he could put some new stuff in.
Yeah.
And he said, alright, well, we can go there. And it was one of these, it was like a last minute thing. It's like, are you able to sort of drop what you're doing and do it? Because we've got this hold up. Right, yeah, okay, we'll go over now. So we went over there, knocked on the door, and this miserable bastard answered. He was like, no, you just woke us up, we were asleep. It's like 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Oh, I'm terribly sorry. We're here to decommission your kitchen electric so that your builder can put your new kitchen in this weekend. I presume, you know, that's fairly important to you. Come on in then. And I was that close to saying tonight, right, well, fuck this. If it hadn't been like a favour for Sam, I just told the guy to go fuck himself, to be fair, and left site. But because Sam wanted it doing, we went and did it. Right, here we are. Various lights the homeowners provided to put up. Because we've moved the dining room, it's now under by a joist, so I'm going to go upstairs and fit a button around it to take the weight of the thing to future-proof it. Let's go up there now, in fact. Look out, man at work. Yeah, from Dileep, do you wish you were still sitting at home and not on your knees pulling sockets off walls?
No, this is better.
It is a batten. We've put in a batten. There's our batten. That's going to support the weight of the light. It's screwed in there, so it's not going to go anywhere.
It's just a lot of faff for a light, though.
Yeah, but as I was just saying, mechanics are are often the biggest part of this job. Getting everything where it needs to be. The actual electrical work's just the sort of secondary bit. Does it say on your t-shirt?
USA.
What's that stand for?
I don't know, some pride and stuff. How much in?
Right. You're missing your gym, aren't you, darling?
Yeah, I am.
Let's go put this light up.
Yes.
It's another Chinese lighting shit show. I've moaned about these fucking things before. Look at this. Pretending to be double insulated. It's all made out of steel. In fact, you're like this, Dileep. This is the kind of horrible headache that we have to put up with. Chinese piece of shit light. God knows how much it's cost. Look at this. Pretending to be double insulated. Metal fitting, so the only way you're going to maintain double insulation is if you have everything contained in this wank little enclosure. Now it's going to be alright here because we have one cable coming out the ceiling, but if these are the kind of lights we've got for these other rooms where you've got the 3-plate wiring and you've got 3 cables coming out the ceiling there, and there's no way it's going to hide in that shitbox little connector. So to maintain double insulation, we'll probably have to pull those 3 cables into the ceiling and junction them off, and then send a single cable down for the light. So that potentially means having to cut the floor up above to do that.
What room's it going in there?
This is going here in the...
Is the same one for the living room?
I don't know, I haven't opened the living room yet, but you can bet that it's going to be the same kind of crap. I don't know what brand this is, it doesn't say anywhere, so you know it's probably cost a horrendous amount from the likes of John Lewis or Homebase or something. And, you know, it might look alright once it's up. There's going to be a 2-core connector block in there. Let me take the camera a sec, old boy. Yeah, so there's nowhere to put the bloody earth, even though we've got one coming out the ceiling. just so wholly unfit for purpose, this kind of junk. It's enough to make you smoke, isn't it? You impressed?
Some fancy stuff, isn't it?
Yeah. No surprises where it's from. So long as people think it looks good, that's all that's important, really, isn't it?
Do you like the look of it?
Not my cup of tea, mate. I like modern lighting and I like industrial design, but no, it's not my bag, that.
I can't know, I love it too much.
Yeah. We got a quite a long one to put up upstairs, which we're going to have to shorten. It's going to go over a bed, so there shouldn't be any head banging unless there's some serious action going on. You look like a newsreader.
Yeah.
Right, we're escaping, aren't we, Delroy?
We are.
I make it beer o'clock.
Yeah. Well.
Things are all aglow. We're still not finished. There's still some little bits of tidying up we've got to do next week. There's a satellite socket to go on there. There's some new pendant lights to put up which haven't arrived yet. Smoke alarms are up. The client's fancy lighting is up. I've just noticed there's a gap in the ceiling there, look. It's going to need a bit of filler there. Bedroom pendants are up. I can't be asked to walk upstairs to show them. They're not very interesting, really, are they? They're just more John Lewis lights. But I'll probably wrap this up now. I'll probably pop back Tuesday. You got your interview Tuesday, haven't you?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Let's cross our fingers for him. Otherwise, it's Friday evening, and I'll make it piss off o'clock. Let's load up the van and get out of here, sunshine.
That's the one.
So long.
So long.